Alright, what's up guys? This is ChaosLink and welcome to my review of My Pokemon Ranch. Alright, so this was a WiiWare game that came out about a week ago. It was this past Monday, June 9th. Basically what I'd compare it to is like what Pokemon Box was for the GameCube, except with a little more to it. So basically you have your ranch here. Of course it says ChaosLink Ranch because that's my Mii's name. Basically at the beginning of the game there's this Haley girl, which is her, and she brings you into this ranch. And basically with this ranch, these are all my Pokemon, by the way, pretty much all of them. At the beginning of the game she'll bring a few Pokemon into the ranch, I believe 6, which is essentially what they're trying to play off as her team. And then basically you have this ranch where basically it's a storage for all your Pokemon that you don't have room for in Diamond and Pearl. And they basically just roam around here. You can, click on them to zoom, focus in on them and follow them around. And then there's like toys and stuff that they'll play with. You can just kind of watch them. It's kind of fun to just watch. They do some pretty funny things. But I'll basically just go over the features on the sides here, which is what the game really is for. I'll start at the top here. This basically switches between auto mode, which you start the game with. You don't unlock this thing for a while. By adding Pokemon to your ranch, it increases in size, so you can add more and more Pokemon, and she'll bring more and more Pokemon as your ranch increases in size. And also she'll bring in toys that they'll play with that I mentioned earlier. But basically you can switch between auto, which is what you start with, which means you can't freely roam around. I can because I've unlocked free mode. But basically with free mode you get that after a while, and you can use the B trigger to move around, and you can zoom out in and out freely. It's just a lot nicer. Apparently they don't think you need it until the ranch is bigger, but it would have been nice to have at the beginning of the game. Here you have the deposit details, which basically shows whatever Miis that you've entered into the ranch. You can set all the Pokemon that you deposit into the game as being taken care of by one of your Miis. You can't set it to Haley because she's the ranch runner and part of the game. But she does, as you can see, bring more than the 6 that I mentioned earlier. She'll bring about 4 to 5 a day, as long as you're consistent. It basically just shows you, and you can set a parade to watch all your Pokemon parade by. Your album, which is, you can take pictures in the game. And these are basically pictures I've taken. And if you wait a while, like don't touch the remote or anything, the Pokemon will take these formations. That's why they're like that. And here you can just take a picture. You can also use the 1 button on the Wii remote. Look this way is kind of like the call thing on the Mii channel, except they don't all line up in rows. They just all look at you, which I guess is cool. Help basically just teaches you about different things in the game if you need help with that. Options, bring me, you can add new Miis to the ranch. And look at my ranch and guest are basically things that allows visitors to come to your ranch, like over Wi-Fi. The BBS is basically a bulletin board where Haley will post 3 Pokemon at a time that you don't yet have in your Diamond or Pearl game. Yes, I don't have Graveler, it's pathetic. I just go over so many I don't even realize that I haven't caught them. But she'll show you 3 Pokemon that you don't have captured, and if you bring them to her ranch, occasionally she'll ask you to trade her Pokemon that have rare egg moves and rare berries attached to them for some of the Pokemon that you bring in. I've actually done that 3 times, and the Pokemon that I get from it are very good. So it's a good way to get some good Pokemon. And if you click on it, it will show you the easiest way to get them. Like for Ozyril, it's available in Pastoria Great Marsh any time of day. I think it defaults to anyone that's available all times of the day, and the one that's closest to the beginning of the game. So if you want an easy way to get them, there you go. And it even gives details like what rod to use, which I think is nice. And then if you go down from that, it will show you completed ones that you caught earlier for her. And then connect to DS, which allows you to withdraw and deposit Pokemon to and from the ranch. And down here in the corner basically just shows you how many Pokemon you have in the ranch at the time. Me, my Groudon. I have 2, so that's why I put it in here. But yeah, the Pokemon will actually use all the moves that they have in the Diamond and Pearl, which is, I think, pretty cool. Let's see what toys we have in here. You have to open up the toys every time you enter the ranch, which I think is kind of cool because it allows for new items to be seen every time you come in. You know, really, that's all I have to say about this game. If you're a Pokemon fanatic, it gives you, like, if your boxes are all full in Diamond and Pearl, they got out of the fence. Anyways, if you're a Pokemon fanatic and you, like, have filled all your boxes in Diamond and Pearl, this is a good game to get for the additional storage space. It's not really much of a game by itself. I mean, if you don't have Diamond or Pearl, this is definitely, don't even think about getting this game. This definitely would not be worth it if you don't have Diamond and Pearl. And also, if you have Diamond or Pearl and you don't really play it that much, you aren't that big of a Pokemon fan, and you thought this would get you back into it, like this would be a cool game, you didn't really know what it was, don't bother picking it up. Really, only pick it up if you're a hardcore Pokemon fan that, you know, you want to see your Pokemon in this weird Mii style which they use in the game. Just messing around, and like I said, if you need the extra storage space, and it's kind of cool to take pictures and put them on your computer, but that's not that big of a deal. But yeah, like I said, that's why you should buy this game. If you, I mean, those are my conditions for buying it. If it is 1,000 Wii Points, which is $10 US. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, you can be 5-star reviews down below this video, down there. And subscribe to my videos up in the corner. This is Chaos Link, and I'll see you guys later.